G'day folks, Fred in the Shed here on a cold Tasmanian night, which is cold by Australian standards, if not European, Siberian and American standards. It's going to snow down to 0 altitude today somewhere in Tasmania. So I've got my hot cordial, raspberry cordial with hot water in it. I've got a candle to keep me warm, give me some nice spirit. And I've got this old banjo which came to me from a deceased estate, and it was offered to me by the wife of the person who passed away, and he had a few banjos and some accordions, and I fell in love with this one, so I grabbed this one. And it's a Mystic Lyon and Healy from about 1900, about the turn of last century. It's got aluminium, which was in those days an exciting new metal, a bit of copper and some mother of pearl. And I just love it. It's the banjo I used for much of my first album, The Push on the Corner, which is out of production now. I've got to make another copy of it, I think. I've run out. And it's just a lovely little thing. It's very light feel. Lyon and Healy eventually became Washburn, I believe. And I'm going to do a song that has been requested, which is a first for me, a request for Fred in the Shed, woo! And it's not Over the Hills and Far Away or The Sounds of Silence. It's an old bush song from Australia called Jacksons, singing from the point of view of a fellow who didn't want to work on this road gang that was run by the Jacksons anymore, so he sings about how he's not going to go back. It's got some place names in it: Nariel, Omeo, Tintaldra, up in that part of the world, which is Victoria, near the New South Wales border. It has a couple of Australian expressions. Quad, I'm not going to go to quad anymore. Quad is the quadrangle, I guess, in a prison. And the whips and whips of rhino. Rhino is a type of leather made out of some sort of steer, cowhide, and yeah, and might have a few others, but those are the two I can think of. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. So thank you for requesting the song. I hope you like it. It's in 6/8, which is a bit unusual, and in order to get around the 6/8, I do a few tricks, like I play a couple of notes, the E, or the D, sorry, because it's in C tuning. The D and the E, I play them in two different positions. I play either the open D, or I play the D fretted there, or I play the F sharp there, or I play it there. So if I'm playing it there, I'm playing it on a downstroke. If I'm playing it there, I'm playing it with my thumb. And that's the only tricks for 6/8 that I really use. The rest of it's just trying to fit your hand into the 6/8 pattern. Not too hard, you just got to practice it a bit and try and keep a nice rolling pattern going. And I hope I succeed, fingers crossed, now that I've talked it up. Well, we headed out from Nariel one early morning spring. The busy bees was humming, the mockingbird did sing. The little birds all round us joined in the morning song. So we saddled up our horses and we steered for Corryong. We saddled up our horses and we steered for Corryong. There was Willie Moore and Brownie, Dave Walland and two more. And none of us afraid of quad, we'd all been there before. We'd whips and whips of rhino, and I mean to let you know that we won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. No, we won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. Well, we steered into Tintaldra to see Big Jack McGrath. His breath had fairly stung you as he served behind the bar. His wine would knock you silly and his beer would make you blow. Though we won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. No, we won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. And now our spree's ending and it's home I will return. I'll go back to that pretty girl, her heart will surely yearn. I'll roll her in the clover, let the wind blow high or low. But I won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. No, I won't go back with Jacksons on the road to Omeo. Jackson's.